All right. Good evening, everyone. I am Bill.
I'm Darby.
This is my wife, Darby. And we are here to talk about relationship items. Um, we have
Many
many, what?
friends.
Many friends, and
Well, maybe we don't have a lot of friends, but you know where I'm going.
we, I think, have a lot of experience in managing our own relationship and wanted to kind of throw some of our own thoughts and ideas out there.
We've been through a lot of troubles, is what you're saying.
Well, we've had good times, we've had bad times. I think like everybody else, it's just what it is. That's what being in a relationship is, good and bad. So we decided to start putting these things down into a video blog, share it with people, and we'll kind of see where it goes, see if anybody even cares.
All right. Should we let people pick what the first topic is?
We
Or
can do
should
that.
we give background as to really why we're here?
We could do that too.
You don't care either way. And as you notice, we are keeping it nice and raw. We're in our bedroom, and our kids pretty sure it'll be the daughter who comes in and interrupts us the most. But our kids are in the other room. I don't know what the point of that was, but anyways, our kids will be here. We're gonna try to keep them off camera though, for obvious reasons. Um, However, I think to add to what Bill said, I get in so many conversations throughout the day about relationships, and most recently, some of my close friends are going through troubles or difficult times, and I find myself saying all the time, yeah, Bill and I went through that, or yes, we experienced this, or and it just after probably, I don't know, the just last couple times. I mean, we've been blessed to have great role models as our friends, and great mentors to help us learn to grow as a couple. I think that we've learned to challenge each other. I would say communication is key. Um, but just recently, we kind of look around us, and many of our friends are struggling with some of the things that we struggled with. And we just thought that maybe, yeah, that's fine, buddy. We just thought that, maybe it'd be helpful if we could at least be honest with some of the things that we go through, that, you know, maybe others would just feel more comfortable to start the conversation with their spouse, or at least not feel alone. Like, one of the topics that I definitely want to discuss is that whole like feeling sexy thing and being a mom and whatever, because I don't think I've come across a girlfriend woman yet who hasn't acknowledged, yes, I go through that, or I've been through that. And I think that was one of our harder times to go through. So we don't have to start the topic. We can certainly put it out there and see if at least we can get our friends to like our page.
Sure.
And then maybe it'll end up being good therapy for us too.
Maybe. Yeah. To give you a little background, we've been married for 12 years and together for 15. And we have run the gamut. We've had some really amazing times, we've had some shitty times. Um, but I think one of the amazing things that we have been able to do is learn to communicate really well together. And um, especially on my part, I would say Darby has always been a much better communicator than I have been. I've always been, I think, kind of cut from the typical guy cloth where you tend to bottle things up and not talk about anything and just um, kind of deal with it internally. And what I've found over the past few years is that um, learning to get some of that stuff out not only helps me, but helps the relationship, helps me with the kids, helps me with things at work. And I think I've been better for it. I think our relationship has been better for it. Um, I think I'm able to offer better advice to people now. I don't tend to go out and go flaunting it, but if someone came and asked for my opinion, I think I can speak to things relationship themed better these days than I would have maybe 10 years ago.
Do you think the reason that most guys don't has to do with an upbringing, meaning, or even like a social expectation, right? I mean, we always hear, and we struggle with this with our boys, with regard to, don't cry, suck it up, don't tattle, don't, those are some hard emotional places to go. And do you think that, like, it's going to be interesting to me? I'm interested to see how people react to you and to your comments. I think the women will be supportive. I wonder if the guys will be like, are we doing X-rated? Or is it supposed to be like, because I was going to use a word that I probably shouldn't use, but do you know what I mean? Like, if they're just going to think you're, a wimp or I can't even think of an appropriate word. How horrible is that? Let's do that. You can tell who's going to like our page. But do you know what I mean? Like, it'll be interesting. I'm more interested to see if we can help anyone, I guess, get more comfortable, right? Like, just to have conversations. Because I think, one of the things that I've learned from, again, some of my friends, but from some of the training that I've been in is, creating this safe environment, right? And what does a safe environment mean? What does a safe environment mean? And setting people up to succeed or to fail. Like, I'd like to get into some of those discussions, but I don't really know where I was going with that, honey. I think I was...
Yeah, I mean, I think to answer your question, I think that most men tend to internalize, probably, not to get overly deep in our first conversation, but I think that men, just from I want to say historical, that's not the right word, but from a development perspective, men, I don't think, are hardwired to be thinkers when it comes to emotional type things. I just don't think that's what we're designed to do. I do believe in that.
I bet there's some studies on that.
I bet there probably are. I just don't believe that men are designed to think that way, and that's the
they're not.
part
That's
of the
like
problem.
that book that we always talk about, right? Men are from Mars, women are from Venus. Like, you guys are just logical. Guys tend to be more logical creatures, and we always use the example of, like, I would say to Bill, "Oh, I have a headache," and he'd be like, "Is it too cold? Do you need me to shut off the AC? Do you need a drink of water?" When really it was just like, I don't know. Could you just ask me about how my day went? Could you just say, "Hey, I'm sure you have a headache. You had a rough day," because that would then validate that you were listening to me maybe earlier in the day when I had called or something. But, you tend to be you did tend to be a fixer, which I think a lot of guys are, when women tend to want to validate, what you're going through and what you're feeling, and look for more of that emotional connection. But let's stop. We could get into all the topics that we want to get into. I guess it's just really let us know if this would be helpful. And if it's not, we're still going to do it because we like to talk these things through.
You're going to have to deal with us.
You're going to have to deal with us.
For a little bit.
What's a little bit mean?
I don't know. A couple of episodes.
At least. We're calling this our pilot episode.
Yep.
Do we have a goal on how many likes we can get?
No.
Are we going to start our own Facebook page?
I already have one.
You do?
Yeah, I'm just going to actually formalize it.
Oh.
It's out there. Nobody knows about it yet, though.
Well, I probably have at least 20 friends that I could get to like it.
I'm sure you could.
So how many can you bring to the table?
I have no idea.
Do you think I'm more popular than you are?
Probably.
You have a lot more friends on your Facebook page, though. Do you think runners will like this shit?
No.
I mean, stuff?
No, I don't. But you never know. You could be surprised.
If runners don't like this, you're screwed. Just saying. All right, love you.
Yeah. Bye.
Mwah.